It's junior high, and I wanted people to know who I was. Nobody ever paid me much attention that I really wanted, so I joined football. Those guys got all the chicas. It didn't take long for me to recognize that, I don't have any skills catching a ball, or blocking, or running towards the correct end zone. All the other guys knew it as well. I weighed less than $120 and was the perfect target for swirlies and wrestling moves. Ben Jenkins. Man, that guy thought he was Stone Cold Steve Austin. The moment I entered the field house, he and his good-at-football friends were waiting. They had a number of moves that they could use on me. I was not immune to any of them, especially one called the Gut Buster, basically a move that resulted in a complete rearrangement of all my vital organs. Now, this is a good place to mention that Ben was the star running back with a very promising season ahead of him. He was on the mend from an ankle injury after a game against our rivals, the Bombers. Now, where was I? One cold morning I show up to practice in a particularly gutsy mood when Stone Cold Ben hit me like a sack of bricks. Down I went and oh no, the Gut Buster! This time though, it would be different. His ankle was wide open from my vantage point between his knees. "Stop messing with me!" I screamed as I grabbed his braced ankle and twisted with all my might, simply trying to get him to let go of me. It was over for Ben. Not only did he let me go, he didn't play another game the entire season. He left me alone from that day forward, and so did his group. We never spoke a word, and I was left with an empty, guilty feeling. Flash forward to high school. It's my junior year, and I have become comfortable in my skin. I liked who I was, and mainly, I had made some big changes. I had confidence and friends I could count on. There was an overly masculine fellow named Justin. This guy had a good 100 pounds on me with arms like a sequoia. Not only that, but he had a rap with the police, one strike away from juvenile hall. I didn't talk to him much, but when I did, it was usually to ask him to make way at the lockers, so you can imagine my surprise when I looked up from my textbook in math class to see his hand offered to me for a handshake. I took him up on it, only to discover it was a trick. I writhed in pain as he squeezed my hand, and I reached down to try to pry his hand free, accidentally pinching him. Teacher looked up when she heard the impact. We followed her into the hall. "What happened?" she demanded. I'm sorry, Miss White," he began, and I had to interrupt. I accidentally pinched him. He just reacted. The whole thing is cool," I said, peering from the eye that was at least 30 seconds away from being swollen shut. The principal arrived, and I assured him it was an accident, no harm intended. Now, he didn't really believe me, but he had no choice but to send him back to class and me to the nurse. Grabbing me by my shirt the next day, Justin demanded, "Why did you do that?" "I know you have one strike before you get sent away," I said. "I have been asking God how I could be a friend, and I think you should know, I believe God has a bigger plan for you than jail." He set me down stunned. I'm not going to say he teared up, but the truth is, he was changed. "Thank you," was all he said. Not only did he never mess with me again, he became a good friend. I even had the chance to be there for him through a family crisis. 2 situations, 2 different outcomes. One situation, I got my revenge. And the other, though, I made a friend. Who knows how the first situation could have turned out if I would have handled it differently. I might have been able to... Who knows? Man, Jesus taught me the power of forgiveness when he forgave me and decided that I wouldn't get the revenge I deserved for all the bad stuff I'd done in my life. That's why the least I could do was forgive Justin.